welcome to another Friday Night Hangout by the Craft Beer Nation. Tonight we're talking about corked and caged beers. So that's beer with a cork or a cage on the cork or in a green room.
I was like, wow,
like
why is it
Lola.
so green?
But before we get started, once again, as per usual, I would like to direct your attention and your efforts towards our podcast, Pints and Quarts. You can find us on podcast podcast. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Pocket Cast or any podcast forum of your liking. Last night's show was dedicated to Cigar City. We had a chance to speak with Wayne Wombles, who's the brewmaster there. And we also had a chance to speak with Justin. I can't remember his last name, who is the founder and CEO of Cigar City. They're actually right now in Vermont doing collaboration beer with Hill Farmstead. So the after party was a lot of fun. Too bad you couldn't be there, but nonetheless, check out the show. It was a lot of fun. You got to find out some information about Cigar City, and those guys are always a good time. We consider them to be friends of the show. We've had them on Pints and Quarts before. We interviewed them at Savor. We had them on again last night, so it was a good time. And I think Linda can attest to that. Those guys are a lot of fun, and Lola too. And we can barely hear Lola, but you know we feel she said they cray cray or something like that.
That's what I thought she said.
Well, once again, tonight's show is dedicated toward corked beers or corked and caged beers. I don't know. I haven't had too many beers that were corked and not caged, but I'm sure
just gonna say, have you ever had a beer that was corked and not caged?
That's a safety. That's a safety hazard right there.
Yeah. So
yeah, it'll be good enough.
Lola's no longer green, so I'm assuming that's a good thing.
Can we hear her? That's the important thing.
We can hear her kind of.
It's almost.
Talk louder.
How's that?
That's
So,
better.
Better?
Yeah, that's better, Lola.
Okay.
I would like to direct your attention toward Linda's graphic behind her. Put a cork in it. See what she did there? See what she did there? Mm-hmm.
I didn't even. I read that and I didn't even get it. I was like, put a what and what?
I thought it was put a mushroom in it, and I'm like, what the hell? You know?
Or a baby baba, maybe.
I'm not a very good drawer.
That's okay. It works. It has raindrops coming off of it, though.
No, that's an indication of motion.
That's a non-caged cork.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't put a cage on your cork. That's that needs to be on a t-shirt. That's what happens when you don't put a cage on your cork.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'd buy that
Sounds
t-shirt.
Sounds like a euphemism.
It totally does.
I should put that on a t-shirt. I should put that on a t-shirt.
Anyway, tonight we're joined by Ricky Potts, where it's a high tomorrow of 80 degrees in Scottsdale, Arizona.
I know it's chilly. I might wear pants.
He has Ricky actually
not shorts.
Right now, Ricky is actually he has on a Snuggie. You can't tell. Snuggie right now.
A little chilly. Might get mittens in a minute.
Ricky, how you doing tonight, man?
Good, man. I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You're welcome. I don't know what else.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for that.
Thank you for allowing me to drink beer in front of you, Randy.
You know, that's like going to a funeral and the person's like, "Thank you for coming." You're like, "Oh, the pleasure is mine."
You're welcome.
Like,
I have a choice.
No,
and then you just feel like you can never talk to that person again.
Thank you for coming. No, thank you. What?
Thank you for having a husband who does.
Lola, how are you doing tonight, Lola?
I'm okay, but I'm a little bummed that Gil's not here.
I assume he's gonna be.
On the people that are here.
There you go, Ricky. Yeah, Ricky told you.
He would get this because I've been saving my cages, although Clint made me throw some of them away, because they look like little Daleks. Exterminate!
So, what's a Dalek?
It's
Dalek.
I don't know what that is.
What's a Dalek?
It's a science fiction program, Randy. You can go
From
back.
Doctor Who.
Oh.
That
The,
explains why I don't know what the hell you're
the
talking
little
about.
robots with the plungers on them.
Oh, okay.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
I get it, Lola. I get
Thank
it.
you. I appreciate it. Someone needed to.
I'm gonna get myself together at some point tonight. I was like, Lola, how are you doing tonight, Lola? I need to. Okay, I'm on my game from this point on. No
I
smiling.
was asleep for
Serious.
several hours. So
Linda, how are you doing tonight?
Linda.
Linda? Tell us, Linda.
I'm not quite sure now. This is turning into a party.
Already, I know, but we haven't even
Already.
we haven't even taken our first sip yet, and it's already turned into a party.
I'm
Goodness
pretty
gracious.
good now. I was a little tired earlier, but now this is starting to look up for me.
What? You were about to take your lunchtime nap over there in Oregon?
Shot nap in Oregon.
Are you off your coffee now?
Right.
Oh yeah,
On
I'm
the
off
second-
coffee. I am way off coffee.
You still got your Rice Krispies treats.
Still have a quarter of the bar.
Did you?
Alright.
How much did you pay for that huge block of Rice Krispie treats?
I
Well,
don't
nobody knows what we're talking about there, so.
know. No, I don't
Well,
want to
that's
know.
why they need to watch last night's show. Hello.
The Rice Krispie treats didn't make an appearance last night during the show.
Well,
No, they
then
made an appearance afterward because everybody's talking about chocolate-covered Pringles, and I drank more than 22 ounces of a 9% beer.
That's a lot.
And when that happens, automatically I think that store, like little tiny store-bought pizzas and
They're good.
Rice Krispie treats sound really good.
Were you
Wow.
stoned also?
I was not stoned. I can't get
Okay.
stoned.
Jeffrey, how are you?
That's what you
What's
said.
going on, guys? Yeah. Hey, kids. It's all good. Glad to be here.
Good googly moogly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to grace your presence.
Oh, no, you're welcome, Jeffrey.
Loving on him. Those Vermont people loved Randy.
So let's go back to the beginning.
We're
Ricky,
not
what are
starting over. We're in
what are
it.
you drinking, man? Let's get right into it. Well, there isn't much to be said about corked beers. It's I can make some stuff up if you like.
Yeah, go
Corked-
ahead.
Corked beers, corks are typically inserted for beers that have
Ha
carbonation,
Nation.
and they put the cork in there to keep the beer in there, and they put the cage on the cork to keep the cork in the beer, so we won't lose any liquid.
You know what would be funny? Would be to like get a 6-pack of Bud Light and it to be caged and corked. Like just totally. It's normally a good beer though. Like it's usually like a beer that you could age and I don't
That'd be a
age a
waste.
ton of
That'd be a
beers.
waste of a good cork, Ricky.
Well, I didn't say it had to be a good cork. You feel like the corks
Right.
are left over after you make a good cork.
Well, it could be
Plastic
it could be a synthetic cork.
There you go. I actually had a beer last night that had a synthetic cork. So I'm drinking a Stone Winter Harvest. It's brand new to the Valley. The beer was brewed in 2012. It's a Belgian-style golden ale. And at first I was like, why am I paying $20 for a Belgian-style golden?
Yeah,
It's-
that's about what I was thinking too.
But it was brewed in 2012 and then aged for 27 months in white wine barrels, and it was a combination of Sauvignon Blanc and Chardonnay barrels. And then they took it, and they did a lot with it, but then they took it and I don't know where in that process, but they put Merlot grapes in it somewhere. And I'm getting all that. Like I'm getting a ton of like white wine characteristics on the nose. From the palate,
Ricky,
Huh.
that does not look anything remotely close to a Belgian blonde, dude. Or at least, I don't know, maybe you don't have much light in the room that you're in, but that does not look like a blonde.
No. Well, I mean, it's blondish.
The Merlot grapes probably gave it a lot of
Yeah.
color.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm getting a ton of, like I said, the white wine in the nose, but the flavor is, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm getting a lot of yeast, and I'm getting kind of almost like it's a little bit too carbonated, I think. But I mean, when you talk about all these different wine characteristics you read the back of it, it's wine this, wine that, and I know it's going to be carbonated, obviously, but like I want it to be a little bit less carbonated. And it's too cold. So I'm going to let it sit here for a little bit. But I mean, it's an awesome flavor. There's a ton of things going on. And it's a unique flavor. I mean, it doesn't taste like, if you handed me this and said, what is the style? I would say I have no idea because it's got 11 different flavors. And I would never think it was a Belgian blonde. But
So wait,
they're
is it the
golden.
KFC of beer? You said 11 different flavors? The KFC
But,
of beer?
one thing, it is, speaking of 11, it's 11.3%. And it doesn't taste it at all. I mean, it doesn't taste like it's got like 5%. I mean, you don't taste the booze at all. But I mean, the nose, it's almost a little bit of like a little funkiness to it. Not Brett, but it reminds me of Brett.
Mm.
And
That's probably the white wine barrels.
Yeah. But it's good. I'd never heard of it before, and not a lot of bottles came to AZ, and I was like, sure, I'll take it. And
Would you buy it again at that price point?
Mm,
no,
good question.
no way.
Well, at least you can say you've had it.
Yeah. And I'm glad to be able to somewhat share it with you guys and be able to talk about it.
Y'all know I'm a big Stone fanboy, and but I'm gonna tell you, no way in hell I would have paid that for a Belgian blonde. Well, there's no way I'd pay that for a Belgian blonde beer.
And we were talking about this before we went on air. Even when I know that they're not, I think it's a 750 because the bottle is huge, it's heavy, and then I get it home and I pour it out and I'm like, where's the other half?
Yeah.
And it's not. It's only a 500 milliliter. And
It's a 750. You got 750 words printed on the back of it probably, and Greg's like 4-point font, right?
more. There's
More.
chapters
Okay,
in the
exactly.
back of it.
That's what you're paying for.
But it's. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ricky.
I was just gonna say, I'll pay pretty much anything to try beer once, and I'm a Stone fanboy too. I mean, everything, and they come out with so many things, and they're a brewing company that's willing to take a risk and to brew something that's unique, and it doesn't always work. And when it doesn't work for me, I'm upset about it. And yeah, I've had some drain pours, but I've also had some home runs that I'm just like, whoa, that is insanely good. So I mean, I do it once. I did it once. Dude, that beer is dumb good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dumb good. And they just released
the one
what they do.
Añejo chilies, or another one.
Well, yeah, they did a different variant. It's in the 750 milliliter bottle. I don't know why I just assumed it was.
They have a charred tequila and
they did a chocolate base of charred.
Yeah, it's in tequila barrels and some other different versions.
And then I just had they had the Bastard box just came out.
Did you get depth charge?
Yeah, and I haven't opened it yet, so maybe it'll be my second beer tonight. But it was cool because I had 3 of the 4, and I was like, my bottle shop, it was way overpriced. It was $20 for the box, and I'm like, well, I've had 3 of the 4. Will you split it up? And he's like, no. And I get there, and I'm like,
Ricky, it's $20 for 4 bombers.
I know, but
yeah, that's a good deal.
No,
but
it's $5 a bomber.
I'm trying to. Well, that's a good point. Now that you do the math, math is hard. So he split it up, and I only got 1, but now I want to go back and get another.
Yeah.
Now that he does
So
that.
synopsis is Ricky will not pay for that beer again at that price point, but he will pay that price point for a Belgian blonde.
Yes.
Wait, I just got
And
confused.
anybody? No?
What?
Nobody saw what I did there?
No.
I see what you did there.
I'm sorry, Randy. Were you saying something?
I guess it wasn't funny.
I think it's funny.
Exterminate.
I'm more focused on the fact that I was throwing a fit about it being $20 for 4 bombers, and then I'm like, oh, that's only $5 a
That's
bomber.
pretty
Oh,
good.
And I
Lola,
saw
what
it for $16.99 today. Somebody had it on sale.
I know that Lola's drinking a Corked and Caged beer, and I know it's a stout. And so for me, I automatically assume that it's probably, since it's Corked and Caged, I'm going to assume that it's a big beer. And Lola's drinking, and it's like a 750. So be prepared. Lola will be drinking this in next Friday's Hangout too.
I've already got the wine stopper in it. I threw away the cork because it's too hard. It took me 5 minutes. I was late because it took 5 minutes to get the cork out of the bottle, and I almost lost the corkscrew in the bottle.
I know that problem.
You're not supposed to use a corkscrew.
What do you use?
Your
Just
hands.
wiggle it off.
I'm weak.
Hard, though. It's scary getting some of those corks off.
No, is it true that the notches are you're supposed to push up and
You
turn it around?
you hold the cork and then twist the bottle. It's just like opening
Exactly.
champagne.
See, I've
You know,
never done it that way. I do the push up on the notch and turn.
No, that's
It's
dangerous.
similar.
You don't twist a cork. You twist the bottle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm not twisting.
Never put a
I'm-
corkscrew in it, though, Lola. Please.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't tell me that. That's their fault.
And Lola, also for future reference, if your cork breaks, just push it down into the bottle.
But then you get that corky taste. Don't you get a corky
No.
taste? No?
No.
I do. I get a corky taste.
Talking
And
about
then
Corky from that show Wonder.
Yes, it tastes just like him. Not that I've ever tasted it.
Yeah, y'all remember that show with Corky?
Yeah, I remember it.
I remember the Wonder Years.
Go ahead, Lola.
And then you get little shards of the thing in there. I don't want little shards of the cork.
Lola, it's natural. It's from a tree.
It's fiber.
And you can use a coffee filter if you do want to filter the beer.
Yeah, so
and
you
their
can
cork.
filter or, you know.
Well, that looks pretty good.
All right.
It does.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, hold on, Lola. Let me blue box Sweetwater. Never mind, Sweetwater. Go ahead.
This is good. I
Never
like it.
mind.
They're moving out west. Every other California brewery is thinking about coming here, but Sweetwater is moving to California.
I think Sweetwater is overrated in a big way.
This is a good one. I like this one. It's good. It's a bourbon barrel aged imperial stout. And I already drank a few ounces of it, so I should pour it so y'all can see what it looks like. And I'll pour it in my new glass, my Craft Beer Nation glass. I'm not good at pouring. Y'all know this about me.
Because you never tip your glass at all.
I'm trying. It's not tipping. It needs to hold up its part of the bargain. So this is what it looks
Good looking
like.
head, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice head.
What's
You
it smell like?
It's a nice glass.
It's a bitchin' glass.
Very nice glass.
It smells like bourbon, which is what I want. It's good.
That's what I want.
That's
Just give me
what I
bourbon.
That's what I want from my Sweetwater.
Most bourbon barrel stouts, it's like that's all I want to do. I just want to smell it. I don't usually want to taste it.
So Lola, it smells of bourbon, but are you getting like, does it taste of bourbon, or are you getting like some of the vanilla notes and the like, or can you talk about the taste you're getting a little bit?
I get pretty much bourbon. That's pretty much the straight thing, and stout, of course. I don't really get the vanilla. I mean, I think if it's there, it's pretty much couched in the bourbon. So, but I'm happy. I love.
No charcoal in it.
Maybe a little bit of charcoal.
What's the ABV?
Probably like 50%. Let me see. I can't read this. Who the hell turned the lights out in my living room? I don't know.
I got a good guess.
Okay, here it is. Ooh, what's your guess, Randy?
Well, my guess is that you turned the lights out.
Oh.
As far as the ABV goes, let's go with 10.5.
Nope.
12.
Well, the number has already been mentioned tonight.
11.3.
Well, okay, the first part of the number.
$17.99.
No.
777-9311.
Someone say 11.
Lola,
Yeah.
what is the ABV on your beer?
11.2.
You wanted us to guess that?
Well, I was having fun.
What if we said 11.1 and then somebody said, 11.3? You just
Didn't
let us go all
Didn't
night.
Ricky say 11.3?
I said
Someone did say
11.3.
11.3. That's why
You're
I
like,
said,
nope.
She's like, you're not even close. 11.2.
Price is right, he would have lost, dude. I mean, Price is right, he was over,
we got all night. I got.
Maybe you do.
Well,
Lola's
all
drinking
right.
bourbon barrel stout. Of
Well-
course she's got all night.
We got
Lola,
all night.
Lola, would you buy that again?
Yes.
That's
I don't
the
remember
important
how much I paid for it though, huh?
thing. That's the important thing. It tastes good and you'd buy it again.
It is quite good. I'm very happy with it.
Sweet. Linda Dean, what is your corked and caged beverage of choice?
I actually bought Freedom. I don't know if has anybody seen Freedom?
No, never.
Nope.
Where would you guess this is from?
What is it? What is it called again?
Freedom. P-F-R-I-E-M. Looking at the bottle, where would you think it's from? Would you think it's from the U.S.?
Belgium.
Narnia.
Narnia?
Narnia.
Are we importing from Narnia? That's sweet.
I think so. I'll go get
Okay,
it.
I didn't. This is actually made in Hood River in Oregon.
That's what I said, Oregon.
Knocked me over. You said Oregon? I'm sorry, Jeffrey. I didn't hear you.
Well, Linda, that was obvious. You only drink local beer, so I thought I'd guess outside of the box.
She drives a bicycle. She didn't have any choice, man.
She drives a bicycle. Okay.
She drives it. Woo-hoo.
This is their Belgian. This is their Belgian stout, and it actually looks.
Oh, that looks killer.
That's nice.
It does. It looks very nice. There is. I'm a weak swirler.
There you go.
There it is. Woo!
The head doesn't really stick around. And let me tell you, this is not my favorite stout. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm not a big fan of Belgian stouts.
Is it a big beer?
Yeah, it's 11.3.
That's probably why you're not getting much head. On those high ABV beers, the head tends to dissipate pretty quickly.
Because it's all alcohol.
It says the IBU is 40, and I mean I'm getting a little bit of chocolate and a little bit of the cardamom that they say is in it. But other than that, it's just the back end is just bitter, and that's all I get. It's like a little chocolate, a little spicy, and then bitter. Here, have some hops.
That's pretty high, you know. 40 is not high, but for a stout, that's pretty high actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've always thought that stouts had pretty high IBU to balance out the malts that are added to it.
I think most of them are in the 20s. Normally 20s, Randy. 20 and 30, right?
I will go and do some Googling until, while you guys talk about your beer.
This is $5 a bottle at Market of Choice.
Wow.
So it was a pretty bloody good deal. And almost every single one of their corked and caged is about $5 per bottle.
Is that what size bottle is that? Is that a 500 milliliter? 375 or something?
It's smaller than.
Well, yeah. It says 375. It's 375.
Okay, so it's not quite what I think of as a bomber.
No. It's a half a bomber.
Yeah.
It's a mini bomber.
So Jeffrey, take this into account.
Okay. Yep.
KBS.
Yep.
What would you guess the IBUs are for that?
32, 35.
70.
70.
70?
That's a lot.
That's amazing.
Because it has so much malt, they have to balance out that malt sweetness. So they you don't taste that level of bitterness. So you don't get a sense of IBUs being that high, but that's because that bitterness is balancing out the sweetness you would normally get from that malt. So it's doing its job, but you aren't tasting it because it's counteracting sweetness.
Yeah, you're right. I just looked at Bourbon County 60, so I stand corrected, man. Sorry.
Okay, so either it doesn't have a whole lot of sweet malt to it, or I'm not a fan of Belgian stouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Linda, I'm in your camp. Some Belgian yeast just don't do it for me, and usually when Belgian yeast is in a stout, for me it's not my cup of beer.
But guys, that's not a real style. I mean, there are very few true Belgian stouts. I mean, it's kind of that's a U.S. craft beer. Let's figure out what we can mix up, and sometimes it doesn't work. Yeah.
Let's try to do something different. Let's throw some Belgian yeast in this stout. Yeah. Not my favorite.
Originality. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So. Cool beans, Jeffrey. What you got? I know you got something good and tasty.
Not really, because I'm in a hotel room, so I had limited shopping opportunities. And actually, my wife was smart enough to know that we had this going on this week. But you guys know I love the Belgians. I love Chimay. So this is Chimay Red.
When did they redo their bottles?
They've been redoing it over the last kind of couple of years, but they keep changing it. I think they're just trying to make it cheaper, to be honest with you. I mean, it's totally painted now. There's no label at all, and they've actually taken a lot of the information off that used to be on the bottle. So I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. The beer is still good inside. So this is the Chimay Red, and I've had Chimay hundreds of times. Probably the red is the one I've had the least. I love the white, which is a triple. And the blue is a Belgian strong dark ale. And for whatever reason, I don't drink this one this much, but they call it a double. It's kind of a double. it's a great beer though. It's to me, this is the one beer that of the Chimay's that you can really taste the Chimay yeast the most of the three variants. And just a little bit on the kind of cork and cage, we sort of early on, like, why do they do it? I always thought, Randy, it's for beers that are, bottle conditioned, probably heavily carbonated with very live yeast, so a saison or something with a really active yeast that could blow a cap off.
Right. That cage ain't just for show.
Yeah,
it's keeping it in.
And I think what's important is, the cork and cage it's to make it look classy, and it's part of the branding too. So, that you should have the brand on the cap, you should have the brand on the cork. But I'm not sure if I got like one of those really rare things that I'm going to be selling on eBay. But I kind of got my mind blown on this because this is the first time I've ever had a Chimay where, like, on one side, on the other, it's upside down.
Oh.
Maybe they're all like that, and I just never noticed. But or it's a misprint. So I'm gonna maybe selling this on eBay for like $100 in a couple hours, but probably not.
Before they changed their bottle, did the Chimay Red always say? I think that one says Premier Ale or something like that.
Yeah.
Did it say that prior to them changing it?
I believe so, but in maybe like a smaller font or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I think they've kind of cheapened it. It's simpler, and they still got the Trappist logo thing, but it's just I don't know. I think it's less. I think they'll sell less to people that don't know what it is, just because it's a little bit more understated. But the beer, it's a great beer. It's not that big. I think it's 7.5. You get like fruit cake and sort of like figs on the nose, and you smell the yeast. The flavor is, toffee, caramel, figs, or maybe like prunes, but really, really very drinkable beer, very very enjoyable, not boozy at all. It's quite enjoyable.
Nice.
Cheers.
Chimay, old reliable, man.
Man, Trappist, you can't go wrong, bro.
Yeah, my favorite is the Chimay Blue, because I'm a big fan of the quads and the Belgian darks and the Belgian strong. So yeah, not so much Belgian blonde beers.
Yeah.
But thank you, Ricky.
Cheers.
And I'm starting to get a little vanilla from this. It just took a moment.
It's probably starting to warm up on you a little bit, Lola. It's changing a little bit.
By next Friday's hangout, that you're going to be feeling all of that, Lola. So just leave it out. Yeah.
That sounds good.
By next Friday, you're going to be tasting peanut butter. You're gonna be like, there's a little bit of tall fescue grass in here. You're gonna be tasting everything.
I see the beginning of the universe.
So, Freddie, what are you drinking, man?
What's going on? I am drinking Omegang's. Hold on. Let's show the bottom in a second.
Playing the part of Charles Dunkley tonight will be Freddie Rodriguez.
Drinking Omegang.
But unfortunately, I don't have such a positive review, I'm sure, as he would. It's Omegang's JOIN.
Never heard that one.
That sounds like a fail from the beginning.
It's a coffee, cocoa nib, Belgium dark strong ale.
Oh, and that was a fail?
Yeah, for me, big time. I'm not sure if it's the type of coffee. I don't know what kind of coffee they use, but like right off the bat, the nose is super strong. It smells like almost like the Belgium yeast and the coffee combined. Almost smells like pepper. Like you got like a strong pepper like smell from this beer, which threw me off at the beginning because I'm like, I'm looking at the label like, is it pepper in this? Like, where's this coming from?
Like pepper as in black pepper, or pepper as in
like a vegetable, like green pepper kind of smell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vegetable. Okay.
Yeah. And then so that kind of threw me off, and then it's like this weird, like almost. It's the balance isn't like maybe where it should be because it's like almost like you get like these typical Belgian strong ale characteristics, but then you get a lot of this like not too much chocolate, but like the coffee kind of like it's almost like fighting with you. You know what I mean? Like you get a little bit of coffee, then you get a little bit of like the yeast again, a little bit of coffee, and again it's giving this like weird like vegetable pepper taste to it. It's kind of throwing me off.
It's a vegetable.
It's a big ball, you know what I mean, to finish this. I'm just like, I'm not one to drain pour things. I don't think it's dream. I don't think you would drain pour anyway, but I think from what I expected from it, and plus it doesn't tell you actually what it is. It just says coffee ale brewed with cocoa nibs. So I initially I just I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. I bought it, cracked it open.
I'll say this. So in my experience in brewing with cocoa nibs and also tasting beers with cocoa nibs, I don't think that cocoa nibs impart a lot of chocolate. I think cocoa nibs end up giving you a lot of bitterness or like a coffee-like quality. Not so much chocolate.
Yeah. Like there's no chocolate in this. There's definitely coffee hints through it a lot. It's a little roasty, maybe like almost like maybe that's coming from the coffee as well again, and the cocoa nibs combined.
So we had like 3 or 4 weeks ago, somebody in my office got like a box of legit like bagged cocoa nibs, like the bean, and like you could eat them. And it's straight bitter. It's almost like eating hops. And the bitterness is so good. I was like, give me more. I just want more and more. No chocolate at all. Like I get it that they make chocolate out of that, but I'm so glad you said that because it's like you think that it's going to be chocolate, and then it's not, and it's bitter, and then if you have that expectation, but
I think if this was just a regular Belgian dark strong ale, it would have been a lot better. I think so. I think the adjuncts maybe are kind of.
Well, and they totally know how to brew that style. I mean, they're masters of that style. It's like with whoever else's beer we're talking about. I mean, coffee and Belgian yeast, they were never together. Stouts and Belgian yeast were never together. There's a reason for that. Exactly. There's no way to balance it.
The thing is,
I felt similar to that. The same thing when I had last time was the Stones. That carrot cake again with the Belgian gold, and it was just the same thing. It was just all Belgian. Like I'm like, well, then again, they do it with carrots. So.
Freddie, I want you to know, I passed on that beer because of you.
Yeah, I think it was a smart move, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's the base for that beer is a Belgian blonde, I think, or golden Belgian golden ale or something. Yeah, not a fun style to begin with. So I mean, wrong beer for a base beer in my opinion.
Don't hate.
I'm saying in my opinion it's the wrong base beer to put carrot and all that stuff in. You know what I mean?
Most beers are the wrong base beer to put carrots and all that shit in.
Right.
I don't think there's a right beer for that.
So
maybe a vegetable spice beer.
I'm drinking a Hardywood Park rum.
Yeah.
Pumpkin.
I want anything from them. I've not had anything from those guys.
This is their their farmhouse pumpkin ale, and they age it in rum barrels.
Wait. You're drinking a pumpkin.
Yeah, I am.
Special occasion.
Some people can do it right.
I missed the pumpkin beer hangout, so I was like, I gotta drink it sometime. So, but I'll say this, and I think Freddie has had this beer before, the last couple of years, right, Freddie?
Yep.
Both of them. I honestly don't get a lot of pumpkin, and I don't get. Well, obviously you're not gonna get pumpkins, because pumpkin don't taste like nothing. Again.
Exactly.
But the pumpkin spices on this beer, I mean, they kind of dialed it down. Like it's not overt.
Good.
It's not.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
Tolerable. How's the rum? You get much rum?
So it's been a long time since I had rum. I taste this beer, and I know I taste something more than pumpkin farmhouse. And I'm guessing that's probably the rum barrel that I'm tasting. It's not like busting you across the head with Bacardi type rum, you know what I'm saying? But it's like they did it well enough to where it melds with the beer well and doesn't overtake the beer, you know what I mean? And it's surprisingly for a farmhouse, it's 10.5%. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's kind of high for a farmhouse.
Definitely. So is it it says, I mean, does it have a little bit of funkiness to it, or?
Let me take a sip.
Definitely.
Brady, slow down. You're drinking way too fast.
The regular version, I think, is the pumpkin farmhouse. That definitely has a lot of fun to it without the rum
Yeah,
barrel.
no question, Jeff.
Yeah.
No question.
I mean,
When
to me, that's the same thing though. Like rum barrels and saison. I mean, to me, it's like, yeah, that doesn't go together, but it works. Or
Yeah. It plays well together. I mean, those guys can brew, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know that.
When you drink this beer, there's no question that you know exactly what you're drinking. You know for a fact that it's a farmhouse beer. You know what I mean? It's a farmhouse / saison, or it's definitely there. All those qualities that are normally there.
Yep.
But to be honest with you, I'm struggling a little bit with it. Because saisons and farmhouse ales aren't necessarily my thing, but I'm gonna do it.
You got this.
So
You got
so
this.
once again,
Hardywood, you can't drain pour that, man.
Right.
That's
I'm totally not gonna drain pour. These are the homies. These guys are like an hour away from me, so I can't do that to them. 10.5%, only 21 IBUs, Jeff. 7 on the SRM scale. I don't know where they get their rum barrels from, but it's Caribbean dark rum barrels. So yeah, it's. I mean, if I were a farmhouse saison fan, I would probably love this beer.
But that's like a way high ABV for a saison, you know.
For sure.
It's kind of a hybrid style, you know.
They definitely barrel age a lot of their stuff too, so they must have like some.
Well, yeah, because they have the whole barrel series, right?
Yeah.
The bourbon barrel the bourbon barrel crew, the bourbon barrel GBS, this beer right here,
Sadamo.
the bourbon barrel Sadamo, the bourbon barrel barley wine.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of their whole barrel series, and
Different barrels, yeah.
You guys in Virginia, you call it GBS.
What?
You said that like automatically, like you said they're GBS.
Oh, is that not understood? That's gingerbread stout.
I understood it, but I'm just, I never heard anybody call it the GBS. You know?
Is that not global?
Like KBS? Yeah, no, it's not global, man.
It should be. That's one of those beers you can have the base beer, the bourbon barrel version, the coffee version. It's all money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, nonetheless, it's a good beer. We're respecting it on the laurels or on what. Tempering my expectations to what this style is supposed to be, aside from the ABV being much higher than what this style normally dictates, this beer is really well made, in my opinion. Let me take my hand off my desk so I can stop shaking it and my picture stop going like this. But yeah, I got a little excited. It's good. It's good.
It's an earthquake. What's going on?
So Ricky, since you only got 12 ounces of beer in that 750 milliliter bottle, are you onto your second beer?
I don't want to talk about the fact that I just paid like $11 an ounce for that beer. So no, I'm not here, and it's because I haven't had the time to get up and go get it. So nope, I'm just sitting on it.
Lola ain't on her second beer. Linda, any chance you on your second beer?
Yeah, actually I am. Guess what? It's another Freedom.
Oh my goodness! And it looks exactly the same.
You just never learn.
I never learned. Actually, usually I have 2 different beers, but this time the price was just seemed pretty bloody good. This one's a Goza or Goes. Sorry.
Goza.
Wait, I don't know how to say it anymore.
G-O-Z-A is Goza, right?
So there's Goza and there's Goose.
Okay, It's not a Goose. It's a Goza.
It's a Goza.
Which one's the salty, tarty one?
Goza.
That's a Goza right there. That's a Goza.
That is a Goza. And
that looks like a good Goza.
Friam, if you screwed up the last one, you totally made it back with the Goza.
Good.
It's only slightly tart. It's very light. It has great salt in it, but it's very drinkable.
Gotta have the salt.
It's a perfect Goza. It's
Goza.
better. It's Goza.
Remember, there is no Dana. Only. Wait, no, that's cool. Wait, Goes. I always think of Ghostbusters.
No
Goza.
Dana. Only Goza.
Goza. Yeah.
Goza the Gozerian.
Right, that's what I think of Ghostbusters. Goza the Gozerian.
This Goza totally outclasses Anderson Valley.
Goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't listen to
no,
Ricky. Ricky
Ricky,
messed with you.
I don't
No,
know
I
about
was,
you.
yeah, I was doing all right. Look,
So Linda, was that beer corked and caged, or that's just your second beer tonight? Like, were you not?
It was definitely it was another corked and caged.
Okay.
And, yeah. I would buy this. I would buy this by the truckload.
Yeah, you know the surprising thing about Gozas is that it's
I love it.
tart, but at the same time it's a very refreshing beer. Like I would welcome it on a hot summer day. You know what I mean?
Lots of them are, and unfortunately, a lot of people make it just a little too tart.
Yep.
And while that's okay every once in a while, I don't want to be drinking that with dinner.
Well, hey,
Hey, so Linda,
anybody in America who's gonna make a Goza, call Westbrook and ask him how to do it.
exactly.
That's
Exactly.
the
Listen to
best.
me,
Westbrook.
I still haven't gotten to Westbrook. I still haven't
One
gotten to
day,
Westbrook.
the only way I've gone
Here at least, right? Here in America at least.
Yeah.
So Linda,
See,
is that Freedom? Is there branding that all the labels kind of look exactly the same, pretty much?
This is part of their special series, and all the labels for their special, every label for each of their series all looks the same.
So hold up that
All of
stout.
all of
So they're basically the same, just the text at the very bottom's different. Okay, I got it.
yeah.
They're cutting costs.
Yeah,
How do you tell
exactly.
the
You got to do it.
Jeffrey was concerned.
I am, man. I
And
just
all
want to
the-
make
I mean,
sure
all
they're
the-
not
all the
cutting
info-
corners, you know.
All the
The
info,
business-
all
the business
info
side's
on the
coming
back
out.
is good. All
But the
info on
top,
back
the
is
neck
good.
label's a different color. I noticed. The one neck label's red and the other's blue.
Yes. Yes. The Goza is red and the Belgian is blue.
Okay.
And that's because one's in House Slytherin and the other's in House Gryffindor, right?
What the hell?
So Jeff, are you? Lola
I think my
somehow
mic was cutting out.
Lola
Yeah.
brings us back to science fiction somehow.
Every time.
Oh.
Every time. All right.
Every time. Without fail.
Jeff, I'm sure you haven't finished your bottle of Chimay yet. That would be awesome if you have.
At last pour, actually, so close, but yeah.
Okay. Freddie, you still battling that Joma bullshit, or you still?
Come
Yeah,
again.
I got a little bit left. I'm gonna
Joe
smash this real
Gang.
quick and move on.
Okay. Well,
I don't like saying that it's not
I know I'm.
crap. It's just not for me.
I say that tongue in cheek. Oma Gang, they're probably the best Belgian style brewery in the States.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was just kind of trying to be funny just now. Those guys can brew beer.
This is
Yeah, but you know, I mean, people are trying to be creative. They're trying different things. It's not always going to work, you know. So
Yeah,
we got to
yeah.
try it. We got to see what we think. Beer's personal. Some of us will like it. Some of us will hate it.
You know, Jeffrey, and to be honest with you, man, I respect the hell out of breweries who are fearless in their brewing endeavors, and they'll try anything. I respect that, man, because that's the only way. That's what American craft beer is about. It's about pushing the boundaries. It's about, you know what I'm saying screw the rules. Let's try this. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And that's part of the reason why I love so much the Dogfish Head their Ancient Ale series. I like a lot of those beers because they're doing things that I'm not gonna say hadn't been done before, but probably hadn't been done for hundreds of years. And even outside of their Ancient Ale series, they're always trying to do new things. I'll say this: today I had their Higher Math.
Ooh, is it awesome?
Don't buy that beer. That beer tastes bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
I'm
sucks.
glad I didn't put
I
it
have a
in.
bottle waiting for me.
You gotta.
All cherry, right? Everybody's saying it's like straight cherry juice.
It's sour cherry juice is what it is, right? It's not like sweet cherries. It's sour cherry juice, but it just didn't. You might like it. I don't know.
Is it just
I think
is
Ricky
it just
needs
all
to-
sour?
It's expensive.
No,
though.
it's so it also. I think that beer also has cocoa nibs in it. Cocoa nibs and cherries.
Cherries, coconuts.
Cherry.
And so your initial reaction
That's a golden, correct? So
Right. No, it wasn't. I don't.
I think it is golden.
I think it's a golden ale with.
Okay.
Golden ale with cherries
So
and.
once again, wrong base beer to start with. Right?
Don't hate, man.
So like initially when you hear that, right, you're like, oh, cocoa nibs and cherries, that has to work. And so I split a 12-ounce bottle with a friend, and we were both like,
Wow.
It was kind of like, let me slam this because it's not an inexpensive beer, right? So I'm not gonna drain pour it. So I slammed it, and like after I slammed it, there was this ridiculous aftertaste. I was like, please get me another beer, Mr. Bartender, so I can get this out of my mouth. Yep. But I didn't enjoy it at all, man. I'm being honest. That said, however, I love.
Preach.
You see how dramatic that was just now?
Preach. I'm listening. I'm about to.
Preach it.
However, verily, verily, I say unto thee, a little biblical. Never mind. I'm never gonna shy away from Dogfish Head, even though that beer for me was a miss. I still respect the hell out of them because they're fearless in what they do. They brew stuff that they have no business doing and I love that, man. I love the fact that they don't rest on their laurels. They keep trying to do things, even if I tell you what, you can't hit a home run unless you swing the bat.
Exactly. It's not always going to work.
Exact same way, though. I mean, it's very similar to Stone, and I will buy it every time if I see it and I haven't had it. Because when they do hit a home run, it's because a grand slam.
These guys have the names already. They've already brewed great beer, as opposed to like I open my brewery tomorrow and I try these crazy things. People are like, oh, Freddie's brewery sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's a tolerance. There's a tolerance with these breweries that can get crazy with it.
Yeah.
I have to admit that I almost stopped drinking Dogfish Head after Tweezenale.
Yeah, Tweezenale that's a gross beer, but it is what it is.
I had to take a break for a while.
Ricky, tell us how you really feel about it, man.
I mean, ain't nobody in this room think that beer good. I'm just saying.
But at the same time, you buy Tweezenale knowing that it's a freaking gluten-free beer.
Okay, but I try gluten-free beers. I feel
I'll
like
try them all
it's
day long,
necessary.
yeah.
It's necessary for me to try them.
Well,
ciders, I like ciders. Those are gluten-free. So it's not the gluten-free thing.
Well, it's not a gluten-free beer. But yeah, they're gluten-free.
What do they do with? Why do they keep giving away all this gluten? Get it?
Yeah, it's free,
gluten free.
All right, you're laughing.
Giving it away.
Roll tonight, yeah.
Look, I like my gluten. I don't have any problem with gluten, so put all the gluten in my beer. However, keep the lactose.
My last bit of Joma gang. This is it.
Okay, you got this.
Chug it.
I'll tell you what though, it's. I'm telling you, I think if they pull the coffee out of this, you're gonna get a good beer, a good Belgian strong dark ale. It's
called 3 philosophers.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
3 philosophers is what it's called. Yeah.
Nah, this is definitely not 3 philosophers. You know how good.
If they pull the coffee out.
Yeah, it's definitely a good beer brand, but it's just something's not. It's
too bad we don't have little nanobots. We can just program to go in the glass, pull out the coffee.
Yeah.
Or pull out the gluten.
Yeah.
Pull out the gluten.
Designer beers, like they talk about designer.
But the glass is, it's all right. The glass is all right.
That's a real cute glass.
That's a beautiful glass.
Let me see the other side of that glass, Freddie.
It's like craft
I
something.
can see that glass. That is beautiful.
Yeah,
Freddie, where'd you get that?
Dope.
There you go.
So, Ricky, are you on that second beer yet?
No, I told you I had to leave, and I haven't left.
Oh, my bad, player. Okay.
Cheers.
I am
Freddie the man.
every drop of this $20 bottle.
This $20 monstrosity.
Every drop is.
Ricky, I didn't get to see what you're drinking anyway.
Like.
Winter Harvest.
I'm just gonna go ahead and hold on, Ricky. I'm sorry. I got a blue box Jeffrey with that awesome profile picture.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was gonna
talking
say.
about.
And he talks about mine.
Look, he is so official. All he
Hold on,
needs
hold
is a whistle.
Somebody just.
Hey, Randy, let's do the battle. Ready?
Yeah.
Who's better?
It's funny.
Check out. Ooh, look at that sexy man right there.
This is-
That
I'd
makes
do
me
him.
want to ask what
I
kind of
would totally do
insurance.
him.
Yeah.
Where are your rental properties?
Yeah, Jeffrey, I have full coverage. Should I go ahead and like, you know?
That's hilarious.
He's a hot motherfucker,
How
man.
is State Farm?
Make mine electric, Jeffrey.
If only I could go surfing every morning, then my life would be complete.
So Jeffrey, I'm assuming you went to get your second beer.
Yeah, I did actually. So it's not corked and caged. I'm from Florida. I'm a Floridian guy. I grew up in Florida. I don't live in Florida anymore. So whenever I get back, I gotta get on some Cigar City action.
Had them on last night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man,
I know. So this is like a Thursday night hangover, pints and quarts. So you can never go wrong with the High Life. So good.
Fun fact: that beer is 55% of their production.
I believe it.
5%.
I believe it too. It's in our Publix.
It's everywhere.
Crazy. Yeah.
Well, they just started showing up in our Publix a few months ago because I used to have to go to specialty shops to get their stuff or Total Wine.
The thing I like about High Life is this can, the artwork. You can drink this like on an elementary school playground, and nobody will give you any shit because it looks like a juicy juice, you know.
Especially if you look like an insurance agent.
Yeah.
No one thinks anything of it.
With an overcoat on, huh? Yeah.
Exactly.
Wearing khakis.
The thing about High Life for me is that it's not, and this is gonna sound totally how I don't want it to sound.
Don't be racist, man. Don't be racist.
Shut up, Jeffrey.
Well, I'll talk about how I felt bad last night. So you tell your
Here's
story.
the thing. Okay, so High Life is not an amazing IPA.
Amen.
It's just. And no, so Jeffrey, I'm not knocking the beer. I'm saying
go.
when you drink High Life, you don't think along the lines of Hetty or you don't think along the lines of Pliny, but what you do think is, damn, this beer is good.
Especially
Right?
for grocery store beer, which is what it is for me. It's like grocery store beer now.
You think I'll drink this beer every time, but then when it's not an amazing beer, it's just solid. You know what I mean?
It's that dependable flavor that you
love. If you, very few people outside the state of Florida, if you ask them what their favorite IPA is, very few people are going to say High Life. But at the same time, very few people are going to turn down High Life every time you offer it to them.
They're not going to say,
makes
"Oh, I
sense.
didn't really like it."
Right. They're never going to say that.
And it does have more of a citrusy thing. I guess it's the hops
definitely.
they use. But
They don't use Citra at all, though. There's no Citra in it. Yep.
I wonder what gives it the citrus.
High Life has like 7 different hops in it.
Yeah, Amarillo's big. Yeah.
So, but like
more to me.
Wayne Wombo said specifically, he was like, you know, the fact that they're in Florida, and I'm not gonna say every beer that they brew, but specifically, I guess IPAs, they try to incorporate some type of tropical notes into the beer. So rather it be, you know, like Lolo just said, citrus fruits, which are, you know, predominant in tropical environments, stuff like that. So yeah, just a little fun fact, little bit of a quick digression from Cork and Cage.
I embarrassed myself a little bit last night. I didn't mean to, but you know, I bought it.
Imagine that.
In front of the brewers. That was embarrassing.
The brewers were embarrassing themselves, Lola.
Well, they were very much. Well, the Hill guy was embarrassing himself. Sorry, but he was. But
They might watch this.
Yeah.
Well, what it is. I mean, when
We're still live, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we're still live.
I'll tell you what, if you go try their beers, you won't say it's embarrassing.
I know, right? You get to Hill Farm, said you'd be loving it.
But anyways, let me
change your
finish
mind
my
quickly.
story.
Yeah, go.
Talking the story. So I've had to start putting my beer in my office because I ran out of room in my beer cabinet in the kitchen. And I forget that I have beer in my office. And I have had the same Tekapekabonga Cigar City beers in there for months. And I just don't realize they're there because they kind of blend in with all my other knickknacks because they're red and my other knickknacks are red. And so I don't realize they're there. And in front of the brewers, I was like, oh, look, I totally forgot I have these. I keep forgetting that I have these. And I didn't mean it in a bad way. I didn't mean like, oh, I don't like these beers, so I forget I have them. I just literally meant I forget I have them because they're in my office. because I ran out of room in the kitchen and I had to move some of my beer to my office. So I felt so bad after that. I was like, it made it sound like I didn't like it. It's not that. It's just that I forget it's there.
But that's a great red ale. I mean, even if you don't like red ales, that is a very solid top quartile red ale. So
Yes, it is. So it's a good representation of the red ale.
I guess, Randy, what I would say about those guys, and I'm not going to pimp them too hard because I can't get them that often, but they're pretty creative. They try a lot of stuff, but I can honestly say I've never had a Cigar City beer that wasn't, very, very good at a minimum.
Ditto.
One more thought. I didn't realize this because I'm an idiot, but I was looking online, and tomorrow starts Jack's Beer Week. And I was looking, I was like, well, it's, mostly stuff I can get anyways. But then I noticed there is a brew pub. I don't even know, I've never even heard of it, but it's in Atlantic Beach. And they say they're going to have, how do we say it, the Cigar City, Hanapua.
Hanapu.
And you get there quick because that is amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's silly how good that beer is.
And I've never had it, and I'm like, shit. And
Oh,
I don't have a car.
Are they having the base, or are they having like a bunch of the like the variants too? Do you know?
It just said Hinapu, that's all.
Hanapu by itself
Go. Get it. By
ridiculous.
itself, it is legit.
And
I don't know if it's
getting a bottle of that, trust me, it's not easy.
And see, I'm like, it's in Atlantic Beach, and my mother's having surgery next week, so I'm not going to be able to get away.
Details. She'll understand. Just tell her. Say, hey, it's Hanapu Day in
I
Jacksonville.
understand you can't see because you just had eye surgery. You'll be fine going to the bathroom. You've lived here for 3 years.
Exactly.
You'll be fine.
You'll clean it up.
Hey, I'll clean it up when I get back in 3 hours. Now,
That's worth it though. Hanapu is amazing. Amazing.
It
So-
would be nice.
That said,
I'm on my second though. Anyway, let's go.
Okay, talk to us, Freddie.
This is down Randy's neck of the woods.
it ain't Corked in Cage, but it's damn sure delicious.
Yep, not Corked in Cage, definitely not. But yeah, the bourbon barrel aged Cafe Royale.
Nice.
For the record, 2013 of that beer was incredible.
Thanks.
Oh, looks good, man.
Oh,
Yeah, that looks
this is nice, man. This is even for like the like what's the ABV on this? I don't even know, to be honest.
That beer took me an hour and a half to drink the first time I had it because I just kept smelling it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's funny. It smells sweeter than it is on the palate. Like it smells sweet in the nose, and then at the palate, it's like not really sweet. I don't see an ABV on this, so I have no idea. But the body on it is nice. It's not like for you would think maybe something aged in bourbon barrels. It's going to be a little higher in the ABV, I'm assuming.
8 is the ABV.
Yeah, and I mean the body just holds up. You get what is it again? Sweetness in the nose.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna. It's not gonna stick to glass again, but
You see that? You see how it holds onto the side of the glass?
Yeah.
It's body right there, baby.
this is a really well made, very tasty beer.
Word up. Always
Word.
good. Those guys. Those guys. They can brew too.
Yeah.
So it's 11:02. I'm about to wrap this. Normally this is when I would say be sure to join us next week when we celebrate insert beer here. But so here's what had happened was this week was supposed to be corked and cage, right? And then
It was,
and then,
right?
right, and then no. But what happened was we changed on the schedule. We changed it to Stout Day because yesterday was Stout Day.
Yeah. You
And
got
so-
the badge.
And so we changed Corked and Cage to next week. Well, obviously, we did Corked and Cage today. We can't do Stout Day next week because that won't be appropriate. So stay tuned.
Stout's
Follow us.
always
My
knows,
schedule
brother.
says celebrating Bear Republic, but Bear Republic is no longer in Arizona, so I couldn't even get anything from them if I.
So you know what? Next week.
I mean, I have Bear Republic. That's
I thought
They
Bear
stopped-
Republic was from Healdsburg, California,
Yeah, they stopped distributing. They're like out of beer, basically.
because they don't have any water.
Yeah, that's exactly why they stopped. They're like 2-3 year
I heard
max.
talks they were gonna pull out a bunch of places, but
Yeah, they did. They
Massachusetts.
pulled out.
I heard
I
that.
think they're in California.
I heard that we're gonna talk about this in the after party.
Exactly.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
So,
I like that.
so how about this? Next week, I'm making an executive decision, and next week we're gonna celebrate stouts anyway. I don't care.
I
So
like that.
be sure to join us next week when we're celebrating stouts. Whether it's your your Irish stout, whether it's your bourbon barrel aged stout, whether it's your milk stout, whether it's your
Hot cold stouts, butterfried scouts.
right your
Milk stouts.
milk butter stouts. That sounds terrible, but you get it.
Freddie will be hammered stouts.
Next week is gonna be all stouts, so that should be a lot of fun because yeah, I don't think there'll be nobody will have the same beer next week. Everybody gotta.
Drink all of them.
Everyone will be drunk.
Lola's gonna be drinking the same beer she's drinking right now.
No, I don't.
Exactly.
She's on stout month.
Yeah, she's stout Vember.
That's awesome.
I've got half of mine
So,
left.
nonetheless,
Tune in next week when Linda has a local beer.
exactly. Imagine that. So once again, guys, thank you for joining us. Be sure to join us next week when it's all about stouts. Until then, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy